quite nervous. There's a voice in my head that's a little bit like, I can still run away if I want to.
I just want to be open and see what happens.
A really big doubt was to be honest about my addictions, about my fear. And I thought about it, just say it. What does it matter?
And also I'm curious to see what it's like without taking plant medicine to try and, I don't know, work on yourself or something like that. Yeah.
Since 15 years we have developed several methods for people to dive in deep and to reconnect again with their heart, to follow the path of their soul.
Yeah, and to express who they really are. So no more repressed anger and guilt and shame and hidden tears, just living life to the fullest.
Yeah.
And that's why we asked you guys to document this.
And to spread it to the world.
Yeah.
Hi, we are looking forward to capture the following days.
And we might join the program as well once in a while, because we like that.
Yes, we rehearsed that 10 times, maybe more. So, yesterday the group arrived in Portugal for this very intense 4-day retreat of the Sacred Voyage. And this time without any medicine plans, but with core wound breathwork, soul retrievals and much more.
The medicine plants is just the icing on the cake. It has never been the core of our work. We've become famous in the world with ayahuasca and voyahuasca and iboga in the past. But our methods are so strong by itself that we want to work with that purely, because when you gain something just on your own energy, the profit is even bigger.
In the sharing circle, everything is allowed, so emotions are already allowed. And the team shares as well. And you really share from your heart and to really express it to other people, because expressing what's going on inside is healing.
I have lots of anger and judgment, and I've realized very recently that I haven't told my mom, looking into her eyes, that I love her for years. And even simple act of saying I love you to my mother is something that I would love to experience. So I know it might sound so simple, but it's not.
Especially in the first circle, we always do, there you see people, oh my gosh, what are we doing here? You know? And then while they dance and dance and dance, and at the end of the Heartdancing, you see their faces getting more open and okay, they're more connected to themselves. But the main thing that we want to achieve with Heartdancing is that people feel safe and that they start to feel safe in the group. Because the work we do in the Sacred Voyage needs a lot of safety, of course, to be able to dive in deep into your own processes and to be able to reveal traumas and blockages that really want to be expressed.
My goal in life, to have the freedom, frank and freedom. There was sexual abuse, and that thing was a lot of fear. The willpower to go to that pain, fear, sadness, it was impossible. Last year I stopped almost my addictions, alcohol, pornography and blowing, and then there's space for all the emotions. And they want to come out, and I give them space, and it's hard working, but it's possible, and it's inside me, I want to do it, and I can do it. That's why I'm here.
I thought there should be some way to access these other states of mind that you can access with plant medicines. And I got a taste of that in previous retreats with breathwork. So I was very curious to see what other techniques might be available to do on my own, or maybe with friends. And that was the main reason why I wanted to do this retreat.
My work is in an area like it's in sex work, and I've been doing that for quite a few years, so it's something that I want to change. Maybe just a thought inside that I can do something different, like belief or something. Because like, I'm a healthy person, I'm not too old, there's still a chance for me to do something else.
I'm an entrepreneur, and so I get to create my own world. There's a part of me that comes up that's very much trying to control what cannot be controlled, and that causes me a lot of, I would say distress. It's just not productive either in this world. I think it's much easier to let go sometimes.
Some of them haven't cried for 20 years. And that really touches my heart if I see people connecting with themselves in that way. So that's really amazing. So I'm really feeling blessed to be able to facilitate this, yes.
What we do in the biography and in the timeline experience we're going into is we're gonna notice our traumatic and happy events from our childhood, and we're gonna step in an energetic system. Your body gets a felt sense, like we call it. It's an experience of feelings as if it is there again, but only now with the grown-up together with you. Yeah. So this is your zero position. You can do your feet a little bit wider, like that. Shake a little bit. Okay, when you step to the left, at 9 years old, your parents divorced, and that felt very, very messy. Very messy.
Mom was compensating, she was the best friend, she was such an amazing woman, and then bam, it's all disappeared, and she started seeing this man who I, for some reason, started to believe that he might replace my father. And I started having feelings for this person. And yeah, so he was sexually abusing me for years, and I think that's when, and I was 13, so I got pregnant and I had an abortion when I was 13. As a result, my mother didn't know about it. So I think it was a time of my life where, with lots of suppressing even more, I got to believe that I am somewhat a person who is not worth of even living on this earth. And yeah, dark times.
Somehow I have the feeling that you are blaming yourself.
Oh, all those years, yes, many years.
Yeah. But let me remind you that you were 13 years old, you were a child, and you needed grown-ups to protect you. Yeah, you come back to neutral. Mm-hmm. Okay. Shake it off a little, please.
I still feel lots of anger.
I know, I just wanted to say these feelings are sticky. The emotions take over, like guilt and shame and more anger and then sadness, just by stepping into the different fields of our memory. And then, of course, we use also the positive experiences where, for example, she felt the love of her grandma, where she felt unconditional love. And then if you can balance that in yourself, you can really open yourself to, well, releasing more. You just acknowledge them, and in other exercises and experience we can express them to the fullest.
For me, it was totally out of my comfort zone. Opening to a larger audience was very brave, and I'm so proud of myself now. So, relief.
I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm looking forward to seeing what comes up.
It's been so great up to now, all the different things that we've done, that I feel it's led up to this point. So I feel ready.
I'm mostly scared of what's gonna come up in terms of disappointing myself, because I don't want to disappoint myself anymore.
And you're willing to scream and shout. And
Yes.
Yeah, it's good, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is really important, to have the space to be able to express what comes out.
Wound is the place where the light enters. It's once we are able to trigger and to locate or to trace the wounding, and we go into the breathwork, you can completely liberate what is stuck. Today we're going to use kinesiology. It's muscle testing, and we're going to use the body as an instrument to answer. First we calibrate the body, because the body has a tendency to say yes to something or to say no. It moves towards the truth or back from it. Was your daddy there for you? Okay. Were you welcome as a child? Were you comforted when you were scared or sad? Were you able to be happy and playful? Right after the kinesiology and the focusing in the body, we do breathwork with the whole group, because it's so powerful. Breathe in fast and deep to your belly and release.
Once I felt the bad or negative sensations, I was able to access some very nice sensations in my body, which makes me think that's the way to do it. You have to have both. You have to allow the bad ones to get some of the good ones.
I've done breath work before, but this was much deeper. Yeah, I released a lot of anger. I was very conscious that this was happening, but at the same time I wasn't choosing to do so. So it was just coming out, and that was really powerful.
For the first time I don't know if I accessed something or I imagined something, but anyway, I went somewhere which I hadn't been before, and I feel like it's offered me a way to move forward with a very important relationship in my life. So I feel that makes me feel good, and physically I feel lighter and more relieved.
I'm born again, literally, yes. I went through very unexpected birth process just now. Very surreal. I think I was a bit too much stuck in the area of my life where I carry a lot of anger on my mom and my dad. And I think this process just took me to the very beginning, just helping me to understand that start from scratch, basically. Start with love, and the rest doesn't matter. So, yes.
A love warrior.
A love warrior. Wow.
So Frank, you just had your first core wound experience. Now it's time for a little cigarette.
Yeah, to heal it. No possible with cigarettes. It feels very in myself, very lovely, very sweet with myself, being with myself. And it gives a wonderful feeling. I didn't expect it like this. No.
Great. And you got your own coffee station here, is that right?
Yeah, this is my own coffee. Coffee is my medicine. And no, I really enjoy it. It's beautiful coffee.
Normally I wear a microphone, but I think we will do. Yeah, I wear one. Hello, Victor Tango Bro. Do you copy Naomi?
Copy that.
The meditation is in 6 phases. You don't have to remember them, I'm going to guide you through it. It's the life-giving principle, it's in us. Some people call it the Tao, or some people call it spirit, whatever you call it. We don't have a specific religion or dogma, we just call it light. We connect you back to light, we connect you back to source. And once you are connected with that source, your relations get a different meaning. And sometimes you were in conflict with people for 10 or 20 or 30 years. In that meditation, you can resolve stuff because you connect to something different. You're no longer blocked by anger or hate or jealousy or whatever. So you can release the other in the conflict. That's what the light of compassion meditation is about. I did the same meditation when my father was still alive. He passed away 12 years ago because I had no connection with him. We were in conflict for years, and after this meditation I went to him and I apologized for my behavior. I was no longer in conflict. Conflict means you're wrong, you need to come to me. And when you practice this light of compassion meditation, you find out I was wrong for my part. So I can apologize for that. I can say sorry for my part and then see what happens to the other person. That's their responsibility. And I'm so very glad that I did this because my father saw my son Tobias born and 3 months later he died. So I'm so grateful that I had a chance to make up.
What's on the menu?
We have soul retrievals on the menu.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Looking forward?
Yep. Let's go for it.
Shamans from all over the world believe that when there is a traumatic experience in your life, parts of the soul get lost. So in this ritual we're about to partake, we're gonna invite one of our parts that are missing back. Would you like to share that? Which part of your soul you would love to have back?
Yeah, I would like to have my innocence back.
Your innocence back.
Yeah.
That sounds incredible. Okay. Then you can have a look around in your mini tribe here. Which of us may represent your innocence?
Would you like to represent my innocence?
Okay. We start together with the breathwork. So for a few minutes, we're gonna do the breathwork to build our energy, okay? So open your mouth and we start. People go into a deep trance in just 2 or 3 minutes. They get turned around, they get lifted, and it's magic what happens. The mind cannot grasp it anymore. Mind goes poof. You go into a different state, and in the state, the parts that are lost suddenly appear. Yeah, we work with the group because the main thing in soul retrieval is you lost your soul because your tribe didn't support your soul. In kindergarten, in your family or whatever, you weren't supported to be you. So we create a new tribe, a group of people who are gonna support you to really, really express yourself by dancing, by screaming, by showing your emotions. And that is the basics of our work. Our work is not to be a better version of yourself. Our work is to be a more complete, full version of yourself.
Freedom.
Freedom. So you're looking for the part of your soul that's free.
I feel myself really in all the chains around me, and then I hear the sound, and from very deep inside in my stomach, together with my heart, were coming some shakes. It was something was really blocked.
Hey yo, I banana. Hey yo, I banana. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, I banana.
Yeah, there was coming light inside, and I feel it really open again, and the sadness was blocked inside there, and the really deep pain has to relieve, and it was beautiful, it was perfect.
It's so unbelievable rewarding to help people go through such big trauma, because when they come back to their country, people go like, wow, what happened to you? They're much nicer to their children, to their spouses.
You become softer. If you heal parts in yourself, then you don't have to pass them on to your children anymore. So then you really understand, hey, This is why I started behaving like that, because of the trauma I had in the past.
The rebirth helped me to see how much love my mom gave to me and how perfect I am as I am. So I touched the softness, and I'm carrying this, and I'm going to remind myself more and more not to be so hard on myself.
You look very good.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. I feel very good. Tired but very good, yeah. I couldn't believe my own intuition anymore. And somehow I found it over here. Really the power of the intuition. There are two things you have to deal with. It is really the addictions and the sexual abuse. And some retreat like this really helps you to relieve that pain. And if you relieve your pain, the addictions are not necessary anymore.
What I see in the personal development world is there's all of this emphasis on becoming some sort of better version of yourself. And the energy and the philosophy that I experience with the Sacred Voyage is completely different. To me, this is the real way forward for personal development, because it's actually about uncovering and discovering different parts of ourselves and embracing them and taking care of them. Even in my most wild of expressions, it didn't feel at all like anyone was saying, ooh. And I think this is one of the biggest fears that we have as people is, okay, I can show this side of myself because I know that it's okay, but this other piece, for me, like this anger that came up for me, yeah, there was part of me that thought after, am I still part of the group? Am I still accepted? But I didn't have that feeling at all. I felt embraced. Actually, yeah, even more embraced to be able to show this part.
What stuck out was just how incredible those guides were. I mean, I'm sure everyone is saying this, but they're this very rare combination. It's very hard to think of such a combination in the world. Professionalism, even though they're volunteers, they're super professional, but they also have this incredible heart, like this incredible generosity, and it's driven by this inexplicable love, I guess. I mean, that's it's cheesy to say it, but I think that's what it has to be.
It's not like Tanya and Lars are like gurus and they're telling you something and you have to follow it and then you'll be okay. It's they're sharing their experience of what's worked for them, and then they're inviting you to try it. And they're not only explaining it, but they're explaining like how they devised it, like where their inspiration came from, where they drew references from. They're not just saying, I've got the magic answer, and if you do it, you'll be okay. Because I wouldn't trust that. The best thing is that they kind of teach you through the way they deliver it that you're responsible for your own process and your own healing. And that's really empowering, because that means that you can go away and think, yes, I got help from the Sacred Voyage and they're amazing, they are amazing. But ultimately, it came from within me, and that's really powerful, empowering, yeah.